Hello everyone, welcome to Dataviz Master. Today we have an exciting tutorial on data visualization. We'll be working on R, and in this replication series I'm replicating visualizations that I find on the internet. In this video we'll be exploring the fascinating world of democratization and autocratization trends over time using real-world data. I will always use real-world data in this channel and share the data with you so you can practice it with me. This is a figure from V-dem's report. V-dem, or Varieties of Democracy, has dataset about almost everything: economy, politics, democracy, social indicators, corruption, legal issues, education, etc. I will try to recreate their data, their plot, by using R. We will leverage the power of R, specifically the dplyr and ggplot2 libraries, to create this plot. So let's kick things off by loading our dataset. You can find the data we are using on the GitHub repository of the V-dem Institute. You can also find it on the comment section. Description section, sorry. Download the CSV file, and you should also always take a look at the codebook. I've already downloaded it and checked the codebook to understand which variables I need to focus on. So I'm importing the CSV file. Yes, now I have the data. These are my columns: country ID, country text ID, country name, year, some variables about different definitions of democracy, and episodes of democratic transition or autocratic transition. So then we need to load some libraries like dplyr and ggplot2, of course. And later in this video I will also be using another library for the interactive plot. We will be creating an interactive plot, so we will kind of exceed the expectations. So our data set contains a wealth of information, but for this analysis we are interested in democratization, DEMEP, where is it? Yeah, this one, this variable here, and authoritarian episodes here, autocratization episodes. And I will be using year, of course, because here on the horizontal axis they have year, and on the vertical axis it is the percentage of countries that are democratizing or autocratizing over the years. And there is this periods: first wave of democratization, first wave of autocratization, etc. We'll be also trying to do the same for our own plot. Alright, so as you can see, there is no country name on this plot, but whereas in our data set we have country names: Mexico, Suriname, Sweden, etc. So we need to aggregate the data, therefore, around year, because this is the average value in like 1920, in 1940. So there is no country name here, so I don't need country names. So therefore what we will do is aggregation. We will aggregate or group the data around year for democratization episodes and autocratization episodes. Aggregation or group. So I will use the group function. So I'm defining a new data set, new data frame, my pipe, group by year. I will aggregate the data around year because, and I will use this summarize function, use this new variable name democratization for the episodes of democratization. And of course autocratization for episodes of autocratization. So since it is percentages of countries, I'm using this formula. So I'm running my code. Now I have new data frame. So this was my original data frame with all country names and all these variables. So in my data frame, as you can see, I have only 123 observations, years, and 3 variables. So let's see them. I have year from 1900 until 2022, and democratization and autocratization. So it seems in 1900 there is no country democratizing or no country autocratizing. So let's check, for example, 1974, the third wave of democratization's initial year. So here 10% of countries are democratizing and about 7% of them autocratizing. So here I can see it actually. 1974. Yeah. All right. So now that we have our summarized data, let's create the basic line plot using ggplot2. ggplot basic. So from easy to difficult, we'll be doing at the end, we'll be creating a dynamic and interactive plot. So I'm writing my ggplot. So first I need to write my data frame name, my aesthetic layer. This one is easy, year for on the horizontal axis, so I'm using X. So I will have two lines, one for autocratization and one for democratization. So I will do them separately. Y democratization, color also, I will name it as democratization. Size, for now, let's make it 1.2. So I can't be sure if it's 1.2 or not, just based on looking at this graph. So we will do some trials. So same for autocratization, my second line. Autocratization. And again, I'll just use 1.2 as the size of the line. Then color. Let's choose some colors. So initially I will make blue and red, but I'll change it later. So what labels do I need to use for title? It's like episodes of democratization and autocratization. Okay, I'll use the same. Episodes of democratization and autocratization. For X, it's probably year. And for Y, let's check it, countries and percentages. Like this. Color, for this is for the legend. All right, and I will use this minimal theme for now. So let's run this one. Okay, I have this. I have the first plot for now. Here it is. So let's compare them with each other. So look at the differences. The color is at first different. So in this one they use kind of dark red and green, but I used red and blue. I need to change them. The legend is on the right hand side of the plot, but here it is at the bottom. And I will need to separate the plot to create some segments to make these waves visible, like first wave of democratization, etc. All right, so our basic plot is not bad at all, but let's make it more visually similar to the V-dem's plot. So our second trial. So yeah, another difference is they use dashed lines for democratization and solid line for autocratization. So as you can see, there is dashed lines. So I need to do the same for democratization, and I need to use solid line for autocratization. Alright, let's change the previous code a little bit. So this was the kind of the base point. Then I am now changing some necessary places. Again, name, type of transition, values. Now I will use a vector. I have two lines, autocratization and democratization, so it is easier to use a vector. Democratization, and I will use dashed because this is what they use there. For democratization, they use a dashed line. And autocratization, and for this I will use the word solid. Now I'll add labels again using a vector, creating a vector, democratization and autocratization. Closing the, yeah, it's already closed. Changing the theme because they don't have any grid line here, so it's a bit different. So I'm trying this one this time. So what am I doing here? Legend position. I said that in my plot the legend is on the right, but it should be at the bottom. So let's change it to bottom, panel, grid, major. These are for eliminating the grids on the plot. So I don't need any grid because in the original version there is no grid lines. Okay, this should be more or less my plot then. So there is something going on here. Oh, because I used two measures, one should be minor. I have something. So did I write color here? No, I didn't write any color name, so it used its own colors. So it chose probably randomly. And there is this color legend here, which I don't need. So yeah, I need to do some further modifications. So again, this one is the original, this one is my own production. Okay, let's do a third trial. So I will copy and paste the previous command and show you what I have changed. So here this is more or less the same with the exception of this. Here I am adding some vertical lines and I'm making them dotted using the color black and size is 0. Let's check this one out. Okay, this one looks very similar to my to the original one. You see, so dashed line for democratization, solid line for autocratization. I have my dashed vertical lines, here, but they don't use dashed vertical lines. They rather use shorter vertical lines. So this will be something that we need to address. Now I will add some texts. Here they have texts, so I will need to do the same, but I'll, instead of using the bottom area of the plot, I will use this region because it is emptier. So I'm copying my codes here. So yeah, the only thing that I change is to this part. Annotate text x1910. You can always change it, and y should be on like 40, so the text should appear on this level here. The first wave of democratization should appear on 1910. So let's try this one. Yeah, so as you can see here, on 1910 y is 40. I see first wave of democratization. The second is 1939, and y is again 40. Size is different. Size is 3, and I have this size here. It is larger than this first wave of autocratization. And the other texts are on the bottom part, because I can see that on y it is 0.5. So if I make them 40, let's for example make this one 40. Yeah, I see it on the top too. But here they, on the original post, on the original plot, they use a second line. Like first wave of is on the first line and democratization is on the second line. So I can do the same, because if I don't do this, use the second lines, they will overlap. So no overlap I want. So here, this is the way of doing this thing, /n. So let's like put /n here between A and T, then click here, sorry, and print A. Yeah, I have something. So let's do this again. Yeah, for the first one, yeah, I have 3 lines because I added this /n here, but I don't need this. I only need 2 lines. As you can see, we have 2 lines for the text. Now I have it. Yeah, it is more or less similar, except these vertical lines. So now we have a plot that is very similar to the one that is created by V-dem. There are slight differences though. The first one is the year span. So let's compare them. So my data has some additional years because I used an updated version. So in V-dem the year ends in 2019. In my it is ending in the 2022. So I could end the data in 2019, but I chose not to. Second, and the biggest difference, is the vertical lines that separate episodes. I don't know how to create the short vertical lines, and I'm currently not aware of code doing this. There is high chance that they use a different program for doing it. If you know how to do it in R, please inform us in the comment section. Thanks. Now there is one further thing that we need to do, is making it dynamic. This is very easy. So I need to use this library, plotly. Sorry, I mistyped it. plotly, yeah, okay. So the name of this plot is A, so I assigned the name A. So by using A, I will create a new plot called B, simply. Now I have B here. Now let's just print it. Okay, I have it. So as you can see, as I move my cursor, it shows me that year is 1953, democratization is 14%, and autocratization is 2.5%. So it should be a democratization wave, and it is actually the second wave of democratization. So when I make it dynamic or interactive, the text is changed as well, so I need to make them a bit smaller, so you can do it actually. You need to just change the size here, maybe from 3 to 2, so this text can fit in these between these lines. Alright, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.